Having no fans in the stadium will hurt the Philadelphia Eagles worse than just about every other team in the National Football League. Let's hope that don't happen.
Yo, everybody, how you doing? King Dingbat here. So today we have come with the hell is that? It's a big ass dog. Dallas still stinks.
Yo, everybody, doing? King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. I hope you guys are doing well. You know, no matter how you look at it, this is going to be a weird NFL season. Whether we have no preseason, whether we have no games at all, whether we have half the games, whether we have no fans in attendance, it's just going to be weird. Okay, that's the way it's going to be. Now, before I get into the whole main part of this video, I want to say I will be on Baddog's channel tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern time, 6 Pacific time. I'll be on doing a roundtable. We'll be talking about the Eagles, Dallas, the Giants, the Washington no-names, and it should be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. I appreciate him inviting me on. I'll leave a link into the description. Come hang out with us. So it should be a lot of fun. Definitely should be a lot of fun. So many of you guys heard late last night, the city of Philly put an event moratorium on all gatherings through February. Now, this would include Philadelphia Eagles games played at home, which to me would be absolutely devastating to the Eagles. However, since then, the city has come out and clarified what they meant, and I'm going to read some of it right now. The city of Philadelphia event moratorium announced yesterday does not apply to stadiums or other private property. It covers only events that require city permits and take place on public property. Specifically, with regards to the 2020 NFL season, the Eagles and the city of Philadelphia remain in close communication. Both entities are committed to the health and safety of players, employees, fans, communities. The city and the Eagles have been working together during this time and will continue to do so. The Eagles have been planning for a variety of scenarios, according to league protocols as well as state guidelines. So basically what they're saying is that this is not going to include the Philadelphia Eagles, and the league, the team, and the city, they're all in communication with each other. Now, here's the thing. I think when it's all said and done, I think the Eagles will be allowed to have maybe 25% capacity, something like that. But there are not many teams in the NFL that are going to be more hurt by not having fans at home than the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles, the Saints, the Seahawks, I think those type of teams play great at home. They feed on the crowd. And if you take that out, especially for the Eagles, I think it could hurt us. I think it could be a big factor in the season. And I think it could hurt us. I think we have to have fans in that stadium, man. I think we got to find a way to do it. And I'm sure they will. And here's the thing. If the league goes and allows these cities to make the rules, you could get the Eagles have nobody in their stadium. Then they go and they travel to wherever, and they could have 25, 50% capacity. And I think that's a very unfair advantage. I think that the league has to work with these cities and come up with a number where they all can agree to, because otherwise it's really not fair. I mean, look, if you're the Jaguars, if you're the Washington no-names, if you're, I don't know who else, it's not going to affect you. But I guarantee you there are teams in other states, like the Raiders. They are going to let people at those stadiums, and it's going to be a big advantage if those teams can have some sort of crowd and the Eagles can't, especially for the Eagles who feed on it. They feed on it. And I think, I'm sorry, I think that they got to let them, I think they got to figure out some sort of agreement, some sort of way where you could have some sort of crowd there. I mean, for me personally, it ain't going to be hurting me. I'm going to be here live streaming every game, so you can come hang out with me. However, I think that for the Eagles, for that team, they feed off that crowd. And even if it's 25% capacity, it still could be enough to help feed that team and help push that team through some games. So I'm hoping that they can work this out. I really do, because I think, you know, personally, I'm going to tell you this. This is just me, okay? I think people should be able to make their own choices. If you think you can go and you can go safely to a game, you want to go and you want to take a chance, go ahead. Go ahead. You don't need dad telling you what you can do and what you can't do all the time. I'm sick of it. Totally sick of it. I respect the rules, but I'm getting sick and tired of the whole crap, just to be honest with you. Just being honest. Right or wrong, that's how I feel. Now, I think that they can work through this whole thing. I think they can figure a way to get at least 25% capacity, and I think they will. I think there's no way that the NFL is going to have a season where you have certain teams have nobody in the stadium and then other teams get that advantage. It's too big of an advantage, in my opinion, and I'm sure that they're going to work it out, and I'm sure that they're going to be Eagle fans in the stadium, probably 25% capacity, but you know what? I'll take it. So we'll see how it turns out. Like I said, I think we'll have 25% capacity at the end of the day, but we'll have to call Daddy and ask, hey, Dad, can we go out and play? Can we go out? Are we safe, Daddy? Because that's what the government wants to be. They want to be your dad. They ain't my dad. That double moonwalk, that is. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you how I feel, man. Just telling you how I feel. Now, I feel better now. All right, calm down. All right, so Jadeveon Clowney is still out there. And you got NFL analysts all over the place saying that the Eagles are one of the best fits for Jadeveon Clowney. And I got to tell you, I was disappointed in Brian Baldinger's tweet on Sunday where he said something that was going to come to make the Eagles much better. It turns out to be Jason Peters. To me, that was like, okay, it's a good signing. It helps with depth on the offensive line, but I don't think that changed the complete way this team is going to function or how it's going to go. It wasn't big enough. I was hoping for Jadeveon Clowney, Yannick, maybe Jamal. I set my sights high, man. I set my sights high. Unrealistic? Maybe. Who the hell cares? That's how I function. Set your goals high. You know what I mean? And, it didn't come to fruition. I'm a little upset about it. I still want one of these guys. And I think the longer Jadeveon Clowney is out on the open market, I think the better chance he has to come to Philly. And I still think the Eagles are the best fit for him. I think him with that defensive line would be menacing, especially if he could rotate in. And if I'm Jadeveon Clowney, and I'm going to take a one-year deal. Why wouldn't I want to go to play with the Eagles? You're going to play next to Fletcher Cox, the Gravedigger Hargrave. I mean, you're going to be right with those guys. You're going to have one-on-one on the outside. If you're ever going to have a monster year and put up huge numbers to get a huge contract in the offseason, it's going to be when you play next to Fletcher Cox and Hargrave. I mean, it just is. It makes so much sense for Jadeveon Clowney to want to play in Philly for a year to show that he can get a big contract somewhere else. It is, and it would only be 1 year. And Peters, signing him, I think he's $3 million against the cap. There's $3 million of incentives in his contract. So the Eagles, according to Over the Cap, were $24 million before the signing. So they're about $21 million in cap space right now. However, they still have to sign all the rookies. They haven't done that, and they would have to figure a way how to get Jadeveon Clowney in. I think the longer this goes, the better off we are. Now, there was some news about Yannick Ngakoue today. Jags are refusing to trade him. Like I said, this is going to be a long haul with him. You're going to get Yannick at the trade deadline. That's where you got to focus on him, where half his salary under his franchise tag is gone, and he's sitting there, and you make a move then. That's when you make a move, because they're going to be trying to get him out the door before they lose him the following year. So I think you have to wait out with Yannick. Jadeveon Clowney, he's ready to go. Now, part of this whole holdup on why he hasn't signed is he can't go meet with teams to get physicals, things like that, because of the whole virus. So it's making him be a free agent longer. And I think the longer this goes on, the better for the Eagles. And I still have some hope that the Eagles can sign him somewhere about $9-10 million for 1 year. They might not want to do it. I mean, because look, truth is, if they're $21 million under the cap, let's say they sign all their guys, all the cap space that they have can roll in to next year, which would really help them getting down that number. So they might not want to do it. However, for 1 year, for a guy that could come in and make an impact this year, I'm still hoping they go after Jadeveon Clowney. But that's just my opinion. And you know what? That's what these videos are. Right or wrong, they're just my opinions. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. And don't be a dingbat.